Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Like a boomerang of entertainment thrown into the abyss of the internet, except it actually came back. Today, we're diving deep, like really deep, into the magnificent world of introverts. If you ever found yourself hiding from the pizza delivery person, or maybe you've considered creating a fake persona just to avoid a phone call, then buckle up buttercup, because this video is for you. We're about to expose, don't worry, not in a bad way, 7 problems only my fellow introverts will understand. So grab your favorite snacks. I personally recommend a bag of chips and a side of existential dread. It's a vibe. Get comfy, and let's get straight to the point. Okay, first up, let's talk about the ultimate introvert kryptonite: small talk. Those conversations that feel like they're going nowhere, like a hamster on a wheel, running but not really getting anywhere. It's like, why are we talking about the weather? We both know it's raining. We can both see the sky crying. Let's dive into something juicy, like the meaning of life, or our favorite conspiracy theories. The good stuff. But no, instead, we're stuck discussing the traffic, which, let's be honest, is just a collective experience of frustration and road rage. Introverts, we crave deep, meaningful conversations, the kind that make your brain tingle and leave you feeling understood. We want to talk about ideas, passions, dreams. So, the next time someone tries to trap you in a never-ending loop of how's the weather, just hit them with your most dazzling smile and say, I'd rather discuss the possibility of parallel universes. Trust me, it's a conversation starter. Let's be real. For introverts, large social gatherings are basically our version of a horror movie marathon. The second we step into a room full of people, our social battery starts draining faster than my phone on a TikTok scrolling spree. Suddenly, we're surrounded by a cacophony of noise, a kaleidoscope of faces, and an overwhelming urge to disappear into the background like a chameleon in a ball pit. It's not that we don't enjoy the company of others, it's just that we prefer it in small, controlled doses. Think of us as delicate orchids. We need our space to bloom. Give me a cozy night in with my closest friends, a good movie, and some deep conversations, and I'm in my happy place. But throw me into a crowded room with blaring music and forced interactions, and I transform into a wallflower, desperately searching for the nearest exit. Okay, let's talk about phone calls, the arch nemesis of every introvert. Seriously, is there anything more anxiety-inducing than an unexpected phone call? The moment my phone starts ringing, my heart skips a beat, my palms get sweaty, and all I can think about is finding a way to escape the impending conversation. It's not that we don't want to talk to you, it's just that we prefer to communicate through the safety net of text messages. That way, we have time to craft the perfect response, avoid awkward silences, and maybe even Google a few witty comebacks. Plus, with texting, we can multitask. We can be responding to your message while simultaneously binge watching our favorite show, petting our dog, and contemplating the mysteries of the universe. So, next time you're about to hit that call button, maybe shoot a text instead? Your introvert friends will thank you for it. Introverts, we operate on a different level when it comes to social interaction. It's like we have this internal battery that drains every time we engage in social situations, even if it's just a quick chat with the cashier at the grocery store. And once that battery hits zero, we need to retreat to our introvert sanctuary, also known as our homes, to recharge and recuperate. This means alone time is not a luxury for us, it's a necessity. It's like oxygen for our souls, fuel for our creativity, and the key to our sanity. During this sacred alone time, we might be reading, writing, listening to music, or just enjoying the sweet, sweet silence. Whatever it is, it's our way of recentering ourselves and preparing for the next round of social interaction. So, if you're an introvert and you're feeling drained, don't feel guilty about needing some time to yourself. It's not being antisocial, it's called self-care. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, or maybe it's more like a quiet, introspective butterfly in the corner. Introverts are often misunderstood. People mistake our quiet nature for shyness, our thoughtfulness for aloofness, and our love for deep conversations as being too intense. But here's the truth, my friends, we're not shy, we're just selective. We'd rather have a few close friends who truly get us than 100 acquaintances we barely know. We're not aloof, we're just observant. We're taking it all in, analyzing every detail, and formulating our thoughts before we share them with the world. And as for being too intense, well, that's just our passion shining through. We're deep thinkers, we feel things deeply, and we're not afraid to engage in conversations that challenge the status quo. So, next time you meet an introvert, don't be afraid to look beyond the surface. You might be surprised by the depth and complexity you find. Networking events. Those two words strike fear into the hearts of even the most extroverted individuals, but for introverts, they're practically a form of social torture. Imagine being trapped in a room full of strangers, all vying for attention, exchanging business cards like they're playing some high-stakes game of poker, and engaging in superficial small talk that makes your soul slowly shrivel up and die. Yeah, it's not pretty. For introverts, the idea of approaching a complete stranger and trying to sell ourselves feels about as natural as trying to teach a cat to play the drums. It's just not in our DNA. But here's the thing. Networking is important, even for us introverts. It's about making connections, building relationships, and expanding our horizons. So, how do we survive these dreaded events? Well, my fellow introverts, I've got a few tips and tricks up my sleeve. Oh, the open office plan. The brainchild of some evil genius who clearly despised the concept of peace and quiet. I mean, seriously, who thought it was a good idea to cram a bunch of people into a giant room with zero privacy and expect them to be productive? It's like trying to write a novel in a crowded coffee shop during peak hour. It's just not happening. For introverts, who thrive in quiet, distraction-free environments, open office spaces are the ultimate productivity killers. Every cough, every phone call, every conversation about last night's reality TV show becomes an unwelcome intrusion into our carefully crafted bubble of concentration. It's like our brains are constantly being bombarded with stimuli, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, and utterly incapable of focusing on the task at hand. So, if you're an introvert who's currently trapped in an open office hellscape, my heart goes out to you. And there you have it, folks. 7 problems only introverts can relate to. Remember, being an introvert is not a flaw, it's a superpower. We're deep thinkers, great listeners, and we bring a unique perspective to the world. So, embrace your inner introvert, celebrate your quirks, and don't be afraid to set boundaries and prioritize your well-being. Until next time, stay introspective, my friends.